morning everyone. I am honored to present our randomized controlled trial on efficacy of low-dose steroids in reducing the postoperative pain and improving the sleep quality following primary total knee arthroplasty. I would like to acknowledge ISACO's Excellence in Authorship Program, Professor Rajasekaran sir and Dr. Kim Madden from McMaster University for their guidance and mentorship. Despite significant advances in the surgical technique and postoperative care, effective pain management remains a substantial challenge, and the sleep disturbance affects as high as 70% of the patients. The inflammatory response is the key driver for both these problems. The recent meta-analysis showed the perioperative corticosteroids reduce the postoperative pain and analgesic consumption. However, they have primarily focused on intravenous and periarticular administration with limited data on oral steroid regimes. We chose deflazacort for several reasons. Unlike the older steroids, it has fewer side effects and minimal sodium retention. It has a wide therapeutic range which allows a flexible dosing, and it is safe for use in elderly individuals. With this background, we aim to analyze whether the postoperative deflazacort for 3 weeks postoperatively help in reducing the postoperative pain and improving the sleep quality. We also assessed the functional outcome, inflammatory biomarkers, local warmth and safety. So this is a prospective randomized double-blinded placebo-controlled trial conducted between August 2024 and March 2025. It is registered under Clinical Trial Registry of India and it is reported according to the consult guidelines. We enrolled patients aged 45 to 80 years who undergo unilateral TKA for osteoarthritis, and patients with bilateral TKA, revision TKA, rheumatoid arthritis and contraindication to steroid use were excluded. Standard surgical procedure and postoperative protocol were followed, and the patients were equally randomized into two groups with 50 patients each, and the intervention group received tablet deflazacort 6 mg once daily for 3 weeks postoperatively, whereas the placebo group received multivitamin tablet for the same duration. The pain was assessed using the VAS score at rest and mobilization. The sleep quality assessed using the validated Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. The functional outcome assessed using the Oxford knee score. The local warmth assessed using objective FLIR thermographic camera. The inflammatory parameters assessed using ESR, CRP and interleukin 6. The demographic and baseline characteristics were well matched between both the groups. The surgical and radiological parameters were comparable between both the groups. Coming to the primary outcome, the pain reduction, at rest at month 3 and mobilization at month 1 and month 3, there is a significant improvement in the deflazacort group. This represents about 12 to 15% of the relative reduction, and there is a progressive improvement. However, the absolute difference was below the minimal clinically important difference, that is MCID of 1.5 to 2 points for VAS. Coming to the sleep quality, which is overlooked but it is more important for the patient, both groups deteriorated at month 1, which is expected after surgery, but at month 3 there is a 10% improvement in the deflazacort group, which shows a better sustained sleep quality. Coming to the secondary outcomes, the OKS score showed the baseline were similar, but at month 1 and month 3 there is a 5% improvement, which shows a progressive functional recovery. Again, the improvements were below 3 to 5 points threshold of MCID. The inflammatory biomarkers showed dramatic difference. The ESR is 31% lower, CRP is 2% lower, and interleukin 6 is 70% lower at month 3. This shows that accelerated inflammatory resolution and sustained anti-inflammatory effects in the deflazacort group. The thermographic assessment provides objective measure of inflammation. At POD3 both were identical, but at month 1 and month 3 there is a rapid normalization in the deflazacort group, which is in concordance with the biomarkers, and it shows a convergent validity. The safety is paramount important. The deflazacort group showed 0 steroid related adverse event compared to the placebo group. So we want to discuss that pain and functional improvement, although it is statistically significant, they were below MCID thresholds. This could be attributed to relatively low baseline scores and ceiling effect from the comprehensive multimodal analgesia. Nevertheless, there is a consistent 12 to 15% relative improvement across all the time points, and there is a progressive sustained benefit to 3 months. Our study is in alignment with the Cheng et al. Who published in 2021, where they have used prednisolone 10 mg once daily for 2 weeks, and both the studies shows excellent safety profile, and it is relevant to subacute TKA pain management. So the deflazacort group showed improved sleep quality. This could be attributed to the decreased nocturnal pain and inflammatory mediators. There is a lower local knee temperature and improved comfort. The deflazacort group also showed there is a prolonged modulation beyond the treatment period. This is in sharp contrast with the brief suppression with high-dose perioperative steroids. So we acknowledge our limitation. This is a single-centered design which limits generalizability, and there is no long-term follow-up data. And as we discussed, the improvements were below MCID thresholds, and there is no diabetic status stratification was not done. And thermography, although it is promising, it lacks TKA specific validation. To conclude, the low-dose oral deflazacort for 3 weeks post-operatively is safe with zero steroid complication, effective with sustained anti-inflammatory action. It is a simple oral 3-week course is sufficient, and it can be used as an evidence-based adjunct to multimodal pain management protocols. Thank you.